the Cyber Espresso Podcast, your quick shot of cybersecurity insight with industry leaders. I welcome today's guest, Lisa Ventura, founder of Cyber Security Unity. Lisa, good morning.
Good morning. It's a pleasure to be here today.
Likewise, I appreciate your time. Lisa, first of all, congrats on your poetry book launch. I think it's scheduled for this week, if I'm not mistaken.
It is indeed. It's this Thursday night, and I've written poetry and short stories creatively on and off throughout my lifetime. And I'd had a look and found a whole load of my poems that I'd written, and thought, oh, I think I could turn these into a book or a collection. And I've done just that. And it's coming out on Thursday. So yeah, really excited about it. It's very
That
different, a big
is,
departure from what I do in cyber.
I know that is amazing. It's amazing. We don't see many practitioners in the writing poems or art. So tell us
Yeah.
more about your book and why poetry.
Um, well, I've always had an interest in creative writing and writing poetry, short stories, fiction, and so on. And I've written poems on and off throughout my lifetime. And actually, a thing that some people that listening may not know, is just before I made the transition into the cybersecurity industry, I actually founded the Worcestershire Literary Festival. So I was the
Mhm.
founder and director of the first literature festival that took place in my local area. So yeah, and then I transitioned into cybersecurity not long after that. So yeah, I've
Yes,
always had
very
that
inspiring.
interest.
Very inspiring. So back to cybersecurity, Lisa. You are the
Mm,
founder of Cybersecurity Unity.
yeah.
It's a global community
Mhm.
dedicated to bringing individuals, organizations together who actively work in the field of cybersecurity. Tell us more
Mhm.
about your vision.
So I actually founded the UK Cybersecurity Association a number of
Mhm.
years ago. That was around about 2015. Um, and one of the things that I'm always sort of looking for is looking for those, I suppose, gaps and things that I would like to join or things that I feel that I sort of need as a cybersecurity practitioner, and then looking to create, entities or communities and so on that fill those gaps. And so when I made the transition into the cybersecurity industry, I had a look and I was thinking, well, I wonder if there's a trade body that I could join as a cybersecurity practitioner. And at the time, I had a good look around, and obviously we have things like CSEC, we have the British
Mhm.
Computer Society, and we had the UK IT Association at the time, and all of them had cyber, of course, but cyber, still was an element. I mean, even CSEC today, it has, a lot more on just sort of information security and so on. And obviously cyber is a big part of it, but not the only part. And that was true of a lot of these organizations. And so I founded the UK Cybersecurity Association at the time as the UK's first body that was solely
Mhm.
dedicated to individuals and organizations working within the cybersecurity space. And as things grew and developed over a number of years, I then looked at rebranding the association, because I could see that, and this is a common thing when I speak to people within the industry. A lot of people will say to me, there's a lot of great work going on and a lot of great organizations and people delivering that work, but it's very, very siloed. And a lot of,
Mhm.
and especially as an outsider, if you're looking at coming into cybersecurity, it's like, where on earth do I, go for, what bit of support I need? So, for
Mhm.
example, if you're a career switcher, you
Mhm.
might want to consult the UK Cybersecurity Council that do a lot to promote career pathways into the industry. If you're a small business or a sole trader and you need help with your cyber posture, there's the Cyber Resilience Centre network that's police led across the UK. And then, of course, there are all the certification bodies. There's the cyber scheme, there's CSEC, there's the BCS, there's all these great organizations. But Cybersecurity Unity aims to create that overarching knowledge hub and bring them all together. So everything that's going on with cyber sort of all under one roof. and we get together as a group, and we'll sort of often sort of have a look at what the latest threats are. So, what are the key threats? What are the challenges? What can we do as an industry to better collaborate, to try to I mean, obviously, there's no way on earth that we'd ever get on top. I mean, new threats are coming out every single second of every single day. Organizations get breached every single second of every single day. But if we as a community can work together better to try to help combat that in some small way, and that's the vision and the ethos of cybersecurity unity.
It's amazing. So how many
Yeah.
members do you have now?
We actually have around 500 or so individual members and about 200 or so sort of corporate members, and that's sort of growing all the time. And I'm looking to really sort of grow and develop that as an organisation under the new name of Cybersecurity Unity moving forward as well.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay. Again, very inspiring. So looking at the new trends as we speak, what
Mhm.
we see, what we observe, the leverage of AI or the modern technologies, basically, that the attackers are using. And
Mhm.
we observe that AI and cybersecurity are
Yeah.
converging, some on the
Hmm.
positive, some on the negative side. How
Yeah.
do you see the influence of AI in your
Yeah.
field, in cybersecurity?
Absolutely. And in fact, I've been commissioned by Kogan Page Publishers to write a book on exactly that subject. So I'm working at the research
Okay.
phase, on that book at the moment. And and cybersecurity in terms of AI, there's a lot of tools that are coming out that can help with things like early threat detection, monitoring, automation, and so on. But on the flip side, I'm seeing a lot in terms of hackers are using a lot of learning language models to craft
Mhm.
their phishing email attempts, to craft malware, and so on. And particularly with phishing emails, because a big part of what I do away from Cybersecurity Unity is very much around cybersecurity awareness training. So I will go
Mhm.
out and train organizations and their staff members on the things to look out for, and I try to make it very interactive and sort of very gamified as well. Um, and some of the traditional advice that I might have given around phishing emails was things like look at the spelling, look at the grammar, look at how it's constructed, as well as things like don't click on the links but hover over them to check what they're like. Look at the domain where it's come from, all that sort of advice. But I think that the advice of looking at the spelling and grammar, I can look at phishing emails that have been crafted by AI, and I have that gut feeling, or I can just spot them just by the way they're crafted. But the average, person, general public, is going to look at that and think, "Oh, this could well be my bank. This looks, very well written. It looks exactly like it is my bank." Clicked on it, bang, too late. Um, so that's where I can see a lot of AI being used for bad, but also some great tools and initiatives coming out as well for using AI in terms of threat monitoring and automation and so on as well. So it's an interesting arena for sure, and I'm keeping a close eye on developments in the AI space as they relate to cybersecurity.
Very good. So
Yeah.
when are you planning to publish the book? Is there a
Um,
deadline?
Yeah, it's coming out in early part of next year, so around about February, March next year via Kogan Page Publishing. So I'm joining the likes of Dr. Jessica Barker and Sarah Armstrong Smith, who have also had books published by Kogan Page. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to that next year, and it's fascinating. And I'm in the research phase at the moment and planning the book and putting it together.
Very good. Let me know when it is ready,
Thank
when
you.
it's published.
You do.
Very good, Lisa. Again, I don't want to take your time. It's lovely talking to you. I appreciate being in our podcast and connecting with you. So I'm hoping that our roads will cross in other
Yeah.
podcasts, in other opportunities. But happy to support uh, cybersecurity unity to the best of our capabilities.
Yeah.
So at the end of it, it is the small group, and we need to help each other and
Yeah.
to build the awareness across UK.
Absolutely. Thank you very much indeed, Murat. It's a pleasure to be here today. Thank you.
Thank you. Take
Okay.
care. Ciao. Bye bye.
Bye bye.